Pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to
to the flag
of the
of
United
the
States
United
of
States of
America,
America,
and to the
to the
republic
republic for which it stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
with
and
liberty and
justice
justice
for
for
all.
all.
Thank you, gentlemen, staff. Do I have a motion to approve our regular agenda, which you've all had a chance to look at?
We'll move to approve the agenda.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Rye. Do I have a second to approve this?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Schaefer.
Councilmember Carr,
Aye.
Councilmember Rogg,
Aye.
Councilmember Giefer,
Aye.
Councilmember Schaefer,
Aye.
Mayor Huber.
Aye, thank you, Kim. And our consent agenda, we've all had time to go through this, take a look at the bill list. Do I have a motion to approve that consent agenda? Mr. Rogg, are you approving?
So moved.
And you got a movement. There you go. Not a second.
Second.
Thank you.
Second.
Councilmember Carr,
Aye.
Councilmember Rogg,
Aye.
Councilmember Giefer,
Aye.
Councilmember Schaefer,
Aye.
Mayor Huber.
Aye, thank you, Kim. Moving forward to staff agenda items, our city engineer, Brad Reefstack, is going to talk to us tonight about the Pine Tree Lake Pump Station modification. We've been dealing with this for a while. Brad, sounds like you're ready to pull the trigger on something even better.
Yeah, good evening, Mayor and members of the council. As you'd mentioned, we've had some difficulty with this pump station over at the Pine Tree Lake area. There's been a lot of history there of malfunctioning pumps and floats as well. And so we're bringing forward to council a potential remedy to help solve some of these issues. As you know, the current pump station is controlled by floats that are placed out in the open water directly adjacent to the pump house there. And again, we've had some problems here in the last couple of years of rodents or someone else damaging these floats, and they're not real well protected. And once those floats are disengaged from the pump systems no longer know when to shut on and shut off or turn on to pump the water into the force main and out to the lake. So with that said, Kim had directed me to go out and get quotes to find a system that would provide notification either to city staff or other city contract employees to better monitor the pipe and the pump system. One of the systems that we are looking at and have brought forward today is a system that would notify either city staff again or other contract employees of when the pump system is not functioning properly. And so this system would use a dialer system that you would use a cell phone to notify personnel up to 16 channels on that system of when the system is not either pumping the water at the level it should or is not working properly. So I guess with that said, I would certainly open it up to any comments or questions from any of you, and we can discuss whether or not this is something that you want to approve or not.
Real good, Brad. Thanks for that quick explanation. Kim?
Mr. Mayor and council members, I just want to add that the other option here is to install the float system again. Brad, what did we say? It lasted about 3 or 4 years. We did get some good years out of it.
We did. So the last time we installed the floats, I think it was in 2016 or 17, somewhere around there. So it's been about 4 years. Those floats definitely need to be replaced either way as part of this new system. And so I think I want to say in 2016, it was around $2,500 or maybe even a little less than that. And then this system that we're got a quote from Kilmer Electric for is around $10,000, give or take. So quite a substantial upgrade from just installing a float system there.
Very good. Thank you. Mr. Kim?
Yeah, then I'll just add, Mr. Mayor and council members, I just did want you to be aware that there is a less expensive option but it will have to be repeatedly replaced every 3 years, something like that. So that's what history has shown us,
For an approximate cost of $2,500 every.
which
3
is
to
going to
4
be up now.
years.
So I would go with 3.
Well, Mr. Rock's going to be first, but let's keep going upon that line. Mr. Rock. And then Mr.
Sure. So Brad, when you say the rodent damage, is that like muskrats getting to the floats while they're in the water, or is this during storage?
Yeah, no, I think when when the floats are out in the open water, they've been chewing through the cord that attaches the float to the motor of the pump systems. So it's not when they're, I think, Kim, I'm not sure whether they're stored in the pump house or Ken takes them and stores them in his warehouse or where they're stored, but it's typically, John, it's when they're in open water and the rodents have access to them.
John?
So it's the cords on the floats that go to the pump.
Correct.
Okay. Is
John?
there,
Oh, sorry. Go
It's
ahead, John.
It's usually
I
one.
was just gonna say, is there,
No, John, it's usually one unit. The floats and the cords are tied directly to the motor, and the floats and the electrical wiring are one unit, and so they would have to be replaced as one rather than trying to replace, just the cords or just the floats.
okay. Okay.
Real good. Let's go to Tom.
So what's the lifespan of the new one?
Well, again, so what they're proposing is to put the floats, and this is something we can still consider, putting the floats into basically it's a standpipe, a 24-inch standpipe, perforated pipe in the lake right next to where the floats are being placed now. And so that'll help a lot. And then the system is just an upgrade. The dialer system is an upgrade system that is a web-based platform where you can see the data that is being collected by the system and hopefully flag when the system is not working properly. I could potentially get a quote for installing the standpipe from either Klein Brothers or some other local contractor. I'm guessing it's probably only going to add $1,000 or $1,500.
Well,
to the cost of the new float systems.
Paragraph in here says it is going to be in that standpoint pipe.
No, so this quote here from Kilmer Electric included
Yeah.
the perforated standpipe. We don't currently have that in our
Right.
system today.
So 10,000 for this in the perforated pipe. And
Yeah.
this is going to last how much longer than the one system we have now? Do we have any idea?
We don't, Mayor.
But it protects the floats, protects the wiring. And
It
I
does.
can understand that because I had several really good strands of illumination out of my deck. And they're now on the ground and the squirrels look at me and go, what? So, yeah. So if it's going to protect the wire, that would be good.
I would just say that it's less risky than the current system, right?
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay. And then also we have larger people or not people, well, maybe they're people, I don't know. I've never been there that have been tampering with our system. So let's make sure this is going to be tamper proof.
Well, one nice thing about the notification system, it'll let us know right away when something's not working. Right now, our notification system is either Ken or the Klein Brothers or Kim or
Yeah.
somebody driving by, or even a neighbor, right?
Right.
Noticing something that's not right and letting the city know that it's not working properly.
Yeah.
Mayor, council members, our current notification system is a complaint comes in. None of us are driving around. Ken used to with the floats. He went out there every spring and put them out. In the fall, has to pick them up. I would assume they were being stored in that boathouse, whatever, that little dock area, that little shed. The city does have another different storage room now that could be utilized for that. But basically, we've got some complainers out there when it's not working properly. And quite honestly, they go right to the DNR. This is a permitted use by the DNR. I don't like to get those calls from the DNR.
Right. So let me just, before we move on, this is a contractual agreement we have with the DNR to pump this. So
Yes.
when it does break down, the DNR has some for lack of a better term, some enforcement ability and some ability to twist our arms if this isn't working properly. So we discussed a earlier solution. I believe it was 2 years ago, Brad, you brought forward an earlier solution, and that one was almost completely electronic and contained within the pump house, but it was nearly $30,000 if I remember correctly. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact price, Mr. Mayor, but it was in the ballpark there.
It was between $20,000 and $30,000 with some of the enhancements that were being pitched at the time. This seems to me to be a pretty good midpoint, both price point and performance point, so that we are notified before complaints, before the DNR is involved, and that's important. It's important from a staff issue basis, and it's important for the city to be fulfilling the terms of this contract. I'm going to stop there. I know that I think Mr. Schaefer had a question, and then I've got some other stuff to bring up. Mr. Schaefer, go ahead, please.
Just a couple things. I'm assuming that this system could save the city money over the long term. And then my other question is, what about the lifespan of this system? Is there, like a lot of computer things, cell phones, there's a lifespan, they're not supported by the company or whatever. What is the projected lifespan of this?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Councilmember Schaefer. Probably don't have a good answer for you. And I know this is like a smart thermostat, right? Where all the software is going to be either on a handheld or a computer. And I'm sure the software will send out updates and things like that to upgrade their software. Kilmer Electric has been installing these systems over the last 2 or 3 years, and they've had really good success installing them. A lot of the smaller cities use these systems because they can't afford the $25,000 to $30,000 system that we brought forward a couple of years ago. And so it's a real good way for smaller communities to have a smart system that's cost effective. Now, how long it's going to last, I couldn't tell you. How long in the future or what's going to happen in the future, I couldn't tell you with software. I'm sure just like anything, it changes quickly. But I would hope that Kilmer Electric is using a reputable software company and somebody that will be in business for the next 10 or 15 or 20 years even. So
Jeff?
Yeah, so kind of along the lines of lifespan, Brad, you might not know the answer to this, but I'm assuming like the cellular component would be upgradable. So like when you go from like 3G to 4G to 5G, you could swap out that module and you could upgrade the cellular capabilities without significant cost.
that is correct. The cellular hookup would be a service that, just like your normal cell phone, you're paying a monthly service fee for your line. This would be the same thing.
Well, specifically, I was questioning like I know from my alarm system, they come out and say, okay, we need to upgrade you from 3G to 4G or whatever, and they just put a different module. I assume the same is true for this, right? The actual cellular communication piece is that as
yeah, I would guess. I'm not sure what system Kilmer is quoting, whether it's a 5G or 4G system. I'm assuming, again, you could upgrade any type of phone system that you would want in the future if that's something that the city would pay for, right?
Okay. Mr. Schaefer, hang on a second, Tom. Let's see if Mr. Schaefer has anything here. I jumped over to Jeff Giefer. I wasn't sure whether or not you were done.
Well, I guess my first question was, is this projected to save the city money over the long term?
Again,
Or is it more of a convenience?
I think a lot of it comes down to the notification convenience of the system. But it also, I would think with adding the perforated pipe, again, it will reduce the risk of rodents chewing that cable. But, you know, I guess I don't have a good answer for the risk aversion on this system versus others. I just know that the notification system is a good platform. It's going to store your data. It's going to notify the city when there are issues, which, you know, is hopefully going to circumvent any other complaints or issues that we have with either the DNR or other residents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the DNR. Tom, you had your hand up?
Yeah, just a couple of things. So do the floats still have to be removed?
They wouldn't have to be, but it probably would be a good idea.
Okay,
It just, you know, it's rubber, the floats are rubber. Anytime you expose it to sunlight or things like that, it's going to deteriorate the materials over time. So I think it would be a good idea to still store the floats inside during the winter months.
so that no matter how long, we don't know how long this is gonna last, but theoretically, if we removed them, it would last longer.
It would.
Okay. And then the other thing, is there a charge every month for the cellular?
I think it would be just like your normal cell service, $40 to $50 a month, depending on, you know, the current plans that the city would have already.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it says in there 480 for a year.
oh, did I
that's
miss
what's
that?
in there.
Sorry about that.
480 a year.
All right, guys, I'm going to jump
So
in here real
flexible.
quick. Yeah, if we read this carefully, they're proposing two different communication systems. Yearly cellular and a web portal service is $480 fixed. Okay, that's their service. They're going to provide that. That's what Jeff was talking about vis-a-vis his alarm system. Now, if you go back down, the base bid is $10,737. Alternate for basic cellular dialer, we would deduct $1,250 from this quote, right? But at that point, there'd be no web portal, okay? And the township, haha, we're a city, must get cellular number and a data plan and provide a SIM card. So their SIM card would then be embedded within their machinery within there. That SIM card would be the part of the calling system to call one of those 8 numbers. We deduct $1,250 from the quote above, right? But what I'm hearing here is a couple of different really good tech questions, money questions, durability questions, hearing some great questions here. So let me turn to Brad just real quick and ask him this. Brad, what's scheduling on this? If we hold this off and maybe gather some more information about this system and decide to make some sort of a decision next month, have we really messed up scheduling here, Brad?
No, not at all, Mayor. This system wouldn't probably be installed until later this spring. I'm assuming typically most of these contracts have a 60-day period. I could certainly ask them for a 90-day or even 120-day period if that's.
Well, I'm not sure that would be necessary. That would be nice to know. But the point is, I think that the council has asked some really good questions about the technology, about the dollars, about the durability, and getting some more information on that would, I think, be very helpful. I have some other questions on it. Just this is a great start. I think it gives us a building block and a base to start thinking about upgrading this, because this isn't just about convenience. It isn't just about complaints. It's about, we have a contract with a state agency called the DNR. And if we mess it up enough times in a row because some muskrat ate our wiring, we're going to have bigger problems than $10,000, much bigger problems. We don't want to go there, because the DNR will say, guess what you get to do? Here's a $75,000 solution that you get to do. And they will have the ability to, if not mandate, at least make it very uncomfortable until we do that. Kim.
Mayor and council members, I was just going to say, if you in fact choose to table this, I would like a motion and second that. Table it to the next regular council meeting, but I would like for you to be very clear what additional information you want Brad to obtain.
That is an excellent reminder. And Brad, for my part, I would like the name of the system, maybe a phone number or two of a city that's had it installed for a bit, so we can give them a yell, see what they think. And then let's also find out whether or not this system's wiring is exposed in the same way that the last system's wiring was exposed. Because if that's the case, I think a couple of council members have made some very good cases in terms of, well, wait a second, if we got rodent problems of whatever kind and our wiring is not being protected with this new system, we could spend a lot of money and have no more durability. We just get constant phone calls, right? So from my perspective, that's what I would like to see, so we can kind of check up on it. Other council members, hands, please. Tom?
Any kind of tampering, making sure we got everything locked up. This can't be turned on, turned off,
All inside the building, in other words.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just,
And they should be able to tell us that through their advertising in the system. They must have, this system must be a commercialized system that they're placing in different cities, right? So hopefully that would come.
well,
with
because I think there was a fuse box on the outside of a pole out there, as I remember it. And that's probably not a good spot for it.
Got to get a lock on that. Mr. Giefer.
Yeah, just clarification on if there's yearly maintenance. I know the 480 is covering the cellular and web portal service, but the actual like equipment itself, is there some sort of warranty period on that, or is there some sort of yearly maintenance fees that would cover any kind of repairs or anything like that?
And we should be able to get that included with the description of the system. If it's a commercial system, not hobbled together. If it's an actual system, we should be able to get that.
Do people pull the floats or not?
Yeah,
Do people pull the floats or not?
Must the floats be
That'd be
pulled?
good to know, Brad.
That would be good to know. Mr. Rogg, Mr. Schaefer, other additional details that you're interested in that our engineer could possibly get for us, or does that kind of satisfy your curiosity? Oh, Jeff, your pen's up. I couldn't see it. Get your hand.
Other than just to check to make sure it's upgradable and then check on the lifespan, the projected lifespan.
All good questions. All good questions. All right. If we have a motion to table this, we can table it to the next session and give Brad some time to work on this problem for us.
Motion to table and give Brad time to come back with answers to the questions that we provided.
Fantastic. Wait a second. Mr.
I'll
Schaefer,
second.
your second. Yep. Fantastic, Jeff. Very good. Very good.
Councilmember Carr,
Aye.
Councilmember Rogg,
Aye.
Councilmember Giefer,
Aye.
Councilmember Schaefer,
Aye.
Mayor Huber.
Aye. Thank you, Kim. Very nice. Looks like we have nothing from Jennifer tonight and nothing from Mr. Schneider, our attorney, as of yet, although we do have a closed session to consider some information he is bringing with us. So let's skip that. We'll go to our new business, consideration of planning commission appointments. And Kim, I think you would like to kind of give us some information and some more things to think of here.
Mayor and council members, per city ordinance, when terms are expiring for planning commissioners, we need to advertise that in the newspaper, also on the website in December. The city then gathers applications for the terms that are expiring, and the council typically initiates some interviews, and then they make appointments to the planning commission. We have 3 seats that have expired. There are 2 incumbents, Mr. Bob Tufty and Chair Matt Fritzie, who would like to serve another term on the planning commission. The other term that is expired, he has no interest in continuing to serve on the planning commission. So you conducted interviews this evening. We had 3 applications, 3 people apply, and now would be the time for you to make some planning commission appointments.
Great. Thanks for that explanation, Kim. I'm going to go ahead and start this out, guys. I would make a motion to appoint Greg Anderson, Matt Fritzie, and Bob Tufty. Do I have a second?
I'll give a second on that.
Second on that. We've got Greg Anderson, Matt Fritzie, Bob Tufty. First and a second. Kim, do you want to call it?
Oh, no, can we have a discussion?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
These are difficult decisions because everyone here is very well qualified. So we've got 3 positions open, 5 well-qualified people. But I would like to suggest, it's important to get new people involved with the city. And we've got 3 new people. I was wondering if we could appoint 2 new people. I know, can I make a friendly amendment or no? I shouldn't do that.
You've got a first and a second on the floor. You can comment on it, but this has to be called first.
Okay, yeah. I just would like to point out that I think it would be nice to have more new people. And we've got, I know everyone is well qualified, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody else, but it's important for the city to introduce new people to the planning commission.
And I do not disagree with that sentiment
Okay.
whatsoever. And
All right.
frankly, everyone that applied tonight, you're right. They're all good. These decisions are made on the knife's edge. They're made not only on the applications, they're made on the interviews, and they are knife's edge decisions, Jeff. What you're saying is not lost on me whatsoever. And frankly, I would keep my finger on those other two guys and not let them go too far in case we need them rather quickly for whatever reason. Tom?
And I appreciate what Jeff's saying. Historically, though, we've kind of, if the planning commission members wanted to stay, we've generally, because they've already served, and kind of honor that by letting them stay. I just generally, that's what we've done. So.
Yeah, no, and that's a good point too, that you have good experienced people that have worked with the staff, and we know the work product that they bring to us, right? We're confident in that work product, and I think that's very important too. That continuity that both the residents as well as the council and the staff can count on when you have people that have been there for some time. I think that continuity is also something to consider. But for now, we do have a motion and a second on the floor. Mr. Anderson, Mr. Tufty, Mr. Fritzie. Kim?
Councilmember Carr,
Nay.
Councilmember Rock,
Hey,
Councilmember Giefer,
Aye.
Councilmember Schaefer,
Nay.
Mayor Huber.
Aye. Back to the floor, gentlemen. Tom?
Oh, I'd like to make a motion to have Matt Fritzie, Bob Tufty, and Eric Lanier be our nominations or people that we put on our planning commission.
John?
I'll second that.
Councilmember Carr,
Aye.
Councilmember Rock,
Aye.
Councilmember Giefer,
Nay.
Councilmember Schaefer,
Nay.
Mayor Huber.
Nay. I like my roads the way they are, and I like my road policy the way it is. Jeff?
I would like to make a motion to
Please.
appoint Matt Fritzie, Adam Bettine, and Greg Anderson to the planning commission. Do we have a second?
You do not have a second. That looks like it fails unless Tom's going to go ahead and second it.
No, I want to discuss. I'm not going to second it.
Yeah, go ahead and discuss.
Okay, so we have three, I agree with the mayor. We got three really good candidates. I think anytime we have candidates that we interview and people, I know why people do it. I don't do it. I don't ask policy questions or what would you do, because the planning commission has no power to do anything. So they're supposed to be there to enforce the ordinance. Now, they may at some time be a council member. That might be the time that we get a little more tricky with it. But people also say a lot of things. I heard things from all three of these people that are like, but they're planning commission members. Okay. And so my support for Eric it's razor thin, as you say, it's on a knife's edge between any of these guys. But I think I also heard stuff from that one gentleman that I didn't like, and Jeff has a different opinion, obviously, that I liked.
Could you
I liked
use
it more than what the other
Tom,
person
could I ask you just a quick
Sure.
favor? Sorry to interrupt. Could you use last names when you say Jeff? It's a little confusing around here.
Oh, you, the mayor.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
the big guy. Okay, so anyway, no, Greg said a few things. I was like, but everybody says that stuff. I mean, every planning commission member said that. Eric said a couple things, and so did Adam. But they're all good, as you said. I wouldn't hold that against any of them. Yeah,
It's a
so
knife's edge. Yeah.
I know Eric's been around. He's been in Grant longer. Okay, he wins. I mean, I guess I don't know. But he also said a lot of good things. He really didn't want to change anything. He was pretty tactful how he said things. So that's why I lean that way. I don't want to have this turn into a big deal. And my God, it's 7:30. No, Anyway, so, but I think they're all good, but that's my only difference between those two, particular
Kim?
two. And the Adam's good too, but
Kim, go ahead.
Mayor and council members, because it is the city of Grant, may I suggest a motion for 2 seats to get that one kind of out
I
of
was
the
just
way?
gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'd make a motion for Matt Fritzie and Bob Tufty.
Second.
Okay, Councilmember Carr.
aye, and sorry, Kim, you didn't get your one motion.
Yeah, I should have known better. What was
Well.
I thinking? Councilmember Rogg,
Aye.
Councilmember Giefer,
Aye.
Councilmember Schaefer,
Nay,
Mayor Huber.
Aye.
Okay. So we have one more seat. Someone can make a
More
motion.
guys.
So the only reason that I was looking at Eric, he's a veteran. And I think that is something that, I think is a very good thing. So that's what kind of leaned me towards him. Like I said, razor's edge, but when he's doing National Guard and US Army for 12 years, I don't know, that says something. That's why I lean towards him.
Yeah.
Because
and
they
I
all
don't-
had their pluses and minuses, but that just did it for me.
I do not disagree with you. Again, I cannot emphasize how close this is. It is hard to emphasize. I hear one person saying to me, you need more flexibility when you're looking at septics on these smaller lots. Well, we've never turned one down ever that I'm aware of, right? That was all I could determine that was at all different. So I have to go on their statements because when you're put on the spot like that, oftentimes truth comes out, right? So that's why that's why I worry, because it is a nice edge, Jeff. And while there's history there, Mr. Lanier has been in the city as longer. He's the one with the military experience. I agree with all of that. Some of the things I heard just kind of put me off a little bit. I'm waiting for one of these council members to make another motion so we can fully staff this planning commission.
I'll make that. I'll make a motion to appoint Greg Anderson to the Planning Commission.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Giefer.
Councilmember Carr,
Aye.
Councilmember Rogg,
John?
Aye.
Councilmember Giefer,
Aye.
Councilmember Schaefer,
Aye.
Mayor Huber.
Can't make a mistake with any of them. Aye.
They're all good, yeah.
They're all
Oh,
good.
we'll get Eric next time.
The other two will be
Yeah.
on, guys.
Yeah.
It's just, from my perspective, again, Tom makes good points when he talks about keeping people on. They are consistent. The staff knows what they're thinking. They've read the ordinances over and over and over. Keeping those two guys there, but Schaefer, I also respect that opinion. You've got to get new blood. This is a system where people get trained to move up. So, and that argument is not lost on me at all. John's argument's not lost on me at all. These are hard decisions, guys, and I'm glad we were able to make what I think was a good one. But I don't think any of us, the council, the staff, would have lost anything putting any of these guys up there, right?
Agreed.
And we'll keep our finger on these guys. They're not going anywhere. They've been here, 20 years, 10 years. Adam's still growing up kids. He's not going anywhere. So we got these guys. They'll be back. Good work, guys. Good work. Kim, city council work session consideration.
Mayor and council members, I spoke about this a couple months back. We are now at the time where we need to schedule a city council work session to discuss. I've got a couple of different agenda items. One, including the speed study that took months to prepare that you shot down. We need some clarification on your road policy, which I will just add is an ongoing thing. You can always take a look at this and make it clear, make it better. Doesn't mean it's bad. We just want to tighten up some language perhaps. Councilmember Schaefer would like to speak a little bit about the COVID funds. We'll take some time for that. And I may have one other agenda item, but I'm not sure at this point. Setting up a work session, I just need to know that the majority will be there. They are not taped. It is a public meeting, but there is not public participation. Brad is going to attend because these are mainly road issues. So we need to have his calendar out, what works for all of you. I will note this does not have to be an evening meeting. You can have work sessions during the day if that better fits your schedule. You can have them 4, 5 o'clock. It does not have to be at night. So what is your pleasure? And I don't need a motion. I just need a consensus. We're going to announce it.
And before we take that sort of that quasi poll of the council to get the majority on board here, Brad and Kim, I would ask that that materials are provided in terms of, like, if we're talking about the road policy, I want to see every piece of paper that is oriented toward initiating, approving, signing off on by the residents, and the process laid out. And I know that's already in the ordinances, but you and I both know that sometimes those things get modified a bit in the real world and in the real practice. So just like to make sure that we all have all of those resources to review before it comes up. And anybody would like to put anything in writing so that Kim can distribute it, that would be great. So we know what we're going to talk about. We've done a little research. We're not just spitballing when we get there. So the more paper I have to look at and the more guidelines I have to look at, the more effective I'm going to be. I don't know about you guys, but I'll be better if I just have that stuff. Tom.
Well, my big question, because we try to be, this is, as the mayor's put it, most democratic way to get your road fixed. I mean, we give you an option. You know, we have an out, we can say whatever we want, but we're trying to give you the option. So the only thing and I know Kim struggled with, you send things out, you try to get people to send it back, yes or no. And we have problems.
Yeah.
To try to get, do we have 50%? How do we know we have 50%? Because when you look at people in the eye and you go, yeah, I don't know, So what I want to know, and this from a legal standpoint, because you're obviously talking about assessments and everything, does not mailing it back mean yes or no? So if we send out stuff, I don't know the answer to that question.
Right. Yeah. So a negative return. What does it mean?
What does it mean? Is it legal?
Legally?
I don't know.
Legally,
Well, it doesn't
yeah.
have. It's a policy,
Right.
but we're going to implement it based on our policy.
But you're actually going into the work session right now. Let's wait to ask that. Now, Brad knows and Dave knows that we have those types of quasi legal questions, but you're
Right.
actually in the work
That's what I
session
want to
right
know
now.
at the work session.
Right. Right.
That's why I'm bringing it up now.
You
So
want to
that's the
discuss
question.
it. Okay. Sounds good to me, Tom. I think that's a great thing to talk about, and we need to clarify it in a legally defensible basis, right?
Yep, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Any other comments before I kind of poll you guys and make sure you're all up for this? John, Schaefer, Kiefer?
Oh, all good.
All good? All
We
right.
can, we can do it on Super Bowl Sunday because I don't care who wins.
You don't care. Nice. Kim?
No, Mayor, council members, we can't do that. Other than these packets that apparently need to go out on with every other piece of paper, I was going to suggest throw February 9th out there, a Wednesday,
Can't do
a
it.
week from this Wednesday. And what would be included in your materials ahead of time is the actual road policy, the speed study that you guys reviewed, and a couple of other items. So
I can't
February-
make the 9th.
No, you can't make the 9th?
No.
Brad, maybe we should start with you.
You're on mute, Brad.
No, I'm available Wednesday, the 9th.
Tom
Yeah,
is.
Tom's not, so.
How about the 10th?
Got to be the next week.
Next
Okay.
week for you? Okay, what's good, Tom? We're going to start with you then.
The 15th on.
Okay. So Tom's going somewhere nice.
Wednesday nights are always good for me.
Wednesday,
16th?
so either Tuesday, the 15th or the 16th. It sounds like the 16th might work better.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me.
Okay, then how about the 15th?
That works for me.
Okay, does that work for you, Brad?
No, the 15th doesn't work for me.
Oh,
about
I'm
the-
sorry, I didn't hear you say that. Okay,
Okay. Keep going, Kim. How about 17th or the week after? It doesn't have to be done in a week.
This sounds like that cowboy commercial where they're trying to schedule a shootout.
Yeah, they're trying to schedule when they're gonna.
Have a fight.
Now we're
Yeah,
talking.
lasso wrestling that day. Oh,
We
my
are
God.
talking a
That's
Zoom
not
meeting, aren't we?
beans with me.
I'm sorry, Jeff Schaefer, what'd you say?
We are talking a Zoom meeting, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, it should be fine. I'll be out of town, but I'll bring my laptop with and I should be able to join in.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you for that flexibility, Jeff. Kim, got another date?
Well, we get into the following week and no, this isn't a big rush, but if we were to do this February 22nd, that is the day your packets go out. So anything that is discussed in the work session where you might want some clarifying language added to your road policy, it will not be on the next agenda. So
No, it'd be on the March agenda.
no, it wouldn't be till April.
Well, you could get that in there.
No, I cannot. I have very strict deadlines.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
So
how about the 23rd?
that still wouldn't work for your meeting. Did anybody say they couldn't the 22nd?
I just hate to do it the day of a meeting. Yeah.
No, it's packet day.
Oh, it's
Mayor
packet
Hoover.
day, pardon me. Yeah, what am I?
What I'm
talking about?
saying is if
22nd.
anything
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
out of this work session that you need to take action on, it will not be on your March agenda.
Going to April.
No, the packets will be sent out that Friday instead of Tuesday.
Right. Exactly.
Sorry, Kim.
How about
No,
it?
they
22nd,
will be
guys?
sent out Tuesday, but if we have an evening work session, the packets will already be out.
We understand, Kim. It can't be in
Okay.
the next month. It'll have to be in April. We got it. How about how's the 22nd for everyone?
Fine.
Works for me.
Should work.
Tom's good. Jeff's good. Brad's good.
Yep.
John?
The 22nd?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, fine.
Should work. Okay, excellent. It looks like Giefer's nodding there.
Yes.
Excellent. 22nd it is.
What time are we talking about?
What do you guys think? You want to get it done?
I'm fine
quick?
with not going on the evening. Let's go during the afternoon sometime.
If we can, that makes a problem for. It won't make a problem for me. Is that going to make a problem for Mr. Rogg, Mr. Giefer? What are you talking?
What time
Tom?
are you thinking?
I don't care. I just rather than dinner time. Let's do it some other time. Yeah.
If we have a 2-hour session, guys, and we hash through this stuff over a 2-hour session, we could start at 3.
Three will work for me.
3, good.
3. Okay. John, 3. You're shaking your head.
Yeah, it's
Got
just,
kid issues. How about 3:30?
well, it doesn't. If it's 3 to 5, I guess 3 to 5 is fine. I guess
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay. Then we will pen in February 22nd, 3 to 5 p.m. Sound good, everyone?
Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic. Good deal.
I will know,
Yep.
Mayor and Council members, I don't believe it'll last the entire 2 hours, but we have
Good.
that blocked out.
Very good. Mr. Schaefer, would you do me a favor and read the community calendar, please?
Yes, I will.
Mr.
Oh, Kim,
Madam
hang on, Jeff. Kim, did I miss something?
We got staff updates.
Oh, God, I want to get out of here fast. And you do have a staff update?
It's only going to take about 25 minutes. Mayor and council members, I do. And a annual meeting, I'll make it short. Washington Conservation District, we had to talk about activities, events, things that the city might want to do towards MS4. I mentioned the fun little goats eating buckthorn at the town hall property. I was turned on to I figured it was going to be expensive. I was trying to get an estimate. And I applied for some grant dollars from the Rice Creek Watershed District. The good news is we were granted $500 for that project to go towards reimbursement costs for goats. Because I still haven't gotten an estimate. I guess the bad news is I'm going to have to turn down that grant dollars because I found another goat company that isn't aware of the city of Grant's really bad reputation. And they are going to, well, you are hard to work with. They're going to donate their goats for cleanup day. So I'm
Oh.
super excited.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm turning down your grant dollars, and they will be out there May 7th and eating buckthorn. That should make Councilmember Schaefer very, very happy. And in return, we're gonna do some advertising in the city newsletter for this company. So,
Nice.
So we can't eat the goats after they eat the buck.
no,
Eating the
no.
goats.
Oh, the
I
kids
kid,
out there are
kid.
gonna be so excited with the goats. Okay, next. I have told you guys, indicated in the last several months how building permits have just gone crazy. We've reached another record. 2021, we were at about 350 building permits. The record that's the second most. What was it, 2018, when I think everybody in Grant got a new roof? There was a storm that went through. There was about 400 building permits. So we're very close to that. In this 350 building permits, that included 22 brand new homes, which is an absolute record for the city of Grant.
Nice.
Along with those homes goes the new a grading permit, a driveway access permit, all kinds of other permits. So again, we have really been busy.
I
We
helped.
had- Huh?
I helped.
You got a building permit, yes. We had 2 CUP applications come in last week. I had one come in today. Jennifer and I have 2 pre-app meetings set up this week. So the applications are gonna start coming in. You are gonna see them on your agendas after they go through the PC. And then you are all going to get really, really important homework, and this is important. You are gonna be mailed, we're just about done with all the updated ordinances that need to go in your books. And we will have very specific instructions that are included in that. So all of you are going to have to do that on your own. Okay?
I'm gonna have the goats do it for me. I don't know if you're done or not, but that kind of felt like 30 minutes.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, good. She's done. City council reports or future agenda items, gentlemen. No, okay, we're done with that. Community calendar, Mr. Schaefer, you are again on the spot.
All right, here we go. Matabele Public Schools Board Meeting Thursday, February 13th and February 27th at the Matabele District Education Center at 7 p.m. The Stillwater Public Schools Board Meeting Thursday, February 13th. That's at the Stillwater City Hall at 7 p.m. Washington County Commissioners Meeting, it's on Tuesdays at the Government Center at 9 a.m.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mr. Schaefer. We are all now informed about our local government. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mr. Schneider needs to come on now and give us a little intro into our closed session, and then we'll be looking for a motion to move into that session. Mr. Schneider, good to see you.
Good to see you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. At this time, I'd ask that the council make a motion to go into executive session pursuant to Minnesota Statute 13D05, the attorney-client privilege exception. I know Kim can tell you all about that, but if we can have a motion to adjourn, we'll be discussing pending litigation in the matter of Delwood Farms, City of Grant, which is a assessment appeal, and Shannon Bryant et al. Versus City of Grant, which is a assessment appeal too.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, do we not keep our session active so that we can come back in, we can give another update, and then we'll close out completely? So,
Correct. So I move to go into closed session per Minnesota statute 13D.05 subsection
said.
3D.
second what he said, someone.
I'll second.
Second.
There we go. Got a second.
So Mayor, I want to stop recording then?
You want to stop recording at this point, but leave this Zoom session open. We need to come back into open session.
I'll pause.
Aye.
Councilmember Giefer,
Aye.
Councilmember Schaefer,
Aye.
Mayor Huber.
Aye, thank you. Now, Brad, recording once. And Dave is going to be up first, gentlemen. Go ahead, Mr. Schneider.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council and staff. The council has just completed a meeting in executive session pursuant to 13D05 subdivision 3, the attorney-client privilege, to discuss pending litigation. The pending litigation was Delwood Farms LLC versus City of Grant and Shannon Bryant et al. Versus City of Grant. The first case, Delwood Farms versus City of Grant, has been litigated through a stipulated court trial before the Washington County Court. And that court has ruled in favor, completely in favor of the City of Grant. And I've given you an update on that. That was the purpose of the executive session. So we await finalization on that. No direction was asked for or given by counsel pursuant to that case, since it seems that the court has endorsed the City of Grant's position on that in its entirety. The second case, Shannon Bryant et al. Versus City of Grant, is one that the city, as explained, has prevailed on a summary judgment motion. And the plaintiffs, the appellants there, are seeking to dismiss their own case after the court ordered dismissal of much of it before. And the City of Grant has sought its costs so that those costs can be got from the plaintiffs rather than borne by the taxpayers of the city as a whole. That's important to the city council, and you've asked that city costs be recaptured if possible from the people who chose litigation. And so no action's been requested, simply an update. And so we're not asking for further direction. But again, just following up on two pieces of assessment appeal litigation, each of which has been resolved in favor of the City of Grant.
Thank you, Mr. Schneider. That was a great ending to this meeting, sir. Appreciate that. Looking for a motion to adjourn at this time.
So
Move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Councilmember Carr,
Aye.
Councilmember Rod,
Aye.
Councilmember Giefer,
Aye.
Councilmember Schaefer,
Aye.
Mayor Huber.
Aye. Thank you, staff, for some excellent work working together. Again, continuity is everything in a city this size. Thank you again. Have a nice evening.
Thanks.
All right. Thank
Good
you,
night.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.